All right, guys, I'm back. So I made a video last year about how the U.S. are using little tactics to introduce homosexuality to men in America. So now you have, other celebrities that's actually bringing this out on social media. They're voicing their opinions. Lil Boosie is one of them. But there's been other guys as well that's been bringing this up. So you see the rappers, matter of fact, was it Lil Baby, the skinny, whatever the tall skinny one is, I think it's Lil Baby. They had photos of him at a concert. He was wearing literally like hot shorts, you know what I mean? And I think it's like a see-through tank top or something like that. He was wearing a gay outfit. So people put that on social media as well. But what you have now, I told you guys before, they're not just gonna throw it in your face. They're gonna make small adjustments, right? That's a long S. They're gonna make slight adjustments. They're gonna popularize the word pink. You know, people been wearing pink, whatever, right? But they're gonna encourage these celebrities to wear feminine outfits and accessories. You guys seen the purse? That's been going on for quite a while now. Now they're doing the fingernails. So Lil Boosie was talking about how, they had I think the NFL, they was talking about the new NFL cover, video game cover, and the quarterback had, his painted fingernails. I don't know if that's true or not, because a lot of people had different, like AIs, but people had different versions of it, so I don't know if that's exactly true or not, I don't know, but you do see these athletes, these male athletes, these male hip hop artists, they painting their nails. So he addressed that, and I tell you guys all the time, man. Listen, I don't know, maybe it's a certain city you in, but I know it's a large group of gay black men. That's a fact. And I told you guys, I say this all the time. Black women love gay men. That's just what it is, man. I don't care what you want to call it. If you got any opinion, you can dress it down below, but that's just what it is. So it doesn't surprise me, but that just shows where the masculinity has gone in the last 5-10 years. So it's going to get worse, but at some point it's going to have to reset itself, right? That's what I'm looking at. It's only going to get so bad to where it's going to have to reset itself. So the fact that you're seeing these grown-ass men wearing painted fingernails, they walk around in these purses, and then they're wearing these fun boy clothes, and they're trying to normalize it. That's what they're doing. They're trying to normalize. Hey, it's okay for men to wear painted nails. It's okay for men to wear tight shirts and tight pants. It's okay for men to carry purses. And then of course, what they'll try to do is try to mess with you, right? So they say, oh, if you're comfortable with your sexuality, it shouldn't matter what you wear. No, that's not how it works, bro. That's just a way of manipulating you. So never fall for the tactics. But of course, you see this a lot. Drake is, of course, he's one of the biggest artists in the world currently, right? I'm not going, because I know people say Michael Jackson. We're talking about right now, currently. And of course, the dude was wearing, fingernails, painted fingernails, and he had his hair in bro reds and all stuff like that, right? So, of course, you can compare the hip hop artists, the rap artists from today's era back, in the early 2000s and back, right? The 90s, 80s, all the way up to now. It's a huge difference, because regardless of what you guys like as far as hip hop music, they showed masculinity. Now, of course, they were doing some weird stuff back then too or whatever, but still, they showed masculinity. Now, the guys you have now, like Lil Uzi Vert, the Baby on them, whatever, whichever one the Baby it is, probably all of them. They show a lot of homosexual tendencies. Lil Uzi Vert is one of them, but that's pretty typical with small guys, right? I guess they feel like they can't compete in the dating market, so they just go ahead and just go the other way. So that's pretty common. If the guy is not, homosexual, he shows playing a good, he making it look like he is. It looks believable, right? But you have other guys too that's coming out the closet or whatever, and they spilling the beans. So that's nothing new. But of course, you start with something real small to where people will be like, you know what? I guess it's not that bad, because you're gonna have so many people doing it to the point where like, well, I guess it's not that bad. And then next thing you know, you go for fingernails and say, okay, so start carrying around these purses. Okay, start wearing these kind of clothes, and then that's it. You know what I mean? Of course, you got a lot of these football players as well. You know, let's be honest, not all of them is on the straight path. If you know what I mean, a lot of them are, you know, living that other lifestyle. So it's one of them things where don't ask, don't tell, right? But you had the gay football player. I don't know, it was like 6 years ago or something like that. He kissed his white boyfriend on camera. You know what I mean? They end up getting rid of him because, you know, the team kept bringing it up to the coach saying, hey, man, I don't feel comfortable with the dude in the locker room, which is fair, right? You know what I mean? Which is fair. So at the end of the day, that happened. So as a whole, keep in mind, and I'm gonna say this too, it's not just black guys and white guys. You know, you got Mexicans and all them people into that too, especially Asian, but I don't want to stretch the video longer than I have to. But that's pretty common in other groups as well. But the fact that they keep pushing the black man, that's what they want. Cause they wanna, you know, ruin the black man's image is what it is. Cause you never see any commercials with a gay dude and they just promote him. You know what I mean? Like that's not normally who they want to target. They want the face of a gay man to be a black man. This is what it is. So the fact that you seeing these athletes, you know, they out here, you know, let's be honest, they sus as hell, they gay. Because at the end of the day, why is a man carrying around a purse? You're not even carrying it around like a gym bag. You know what I mean? They carry around, they show, y'all see the videos, y'all see the pictures. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So this is what it is. So yeah, that's an alarming thing. I'm gonna say this too. A lot of them kids, they look up to the, you know, like I say, these people who worship these celebrities is crazy, right? But you got a lot of kids that's watching these videos and they following these same athletes, these rap artists, and then they gonna mimic them. This is what it is. And they're doing it. That's why there's a huge population of gay black boys in the U.S. If you don't believe me, ask the teacher. Ask any high school teacher, ask any middle school teacher, they gonna tell you. You ain't gotta go off my word. Just ask one of them. Go to your local school and ask them. And they gonna tell you, yeah, it's a huge group of them, you know, compared to 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, cause they think this is what it is. And like I say, a lot of them are raised by their mamas. They ain't got no father in their life. So most of the people in their life gonna be females. Females is not married, they got negative attitudes, they don't know how to get a man, and they just miserable. So of course they gonna spew that poison to their little boy, their nephews. They gonna do that. You know what I mean? They mom friends or whatever, they all in the same boat. Remember, all the ones that's down bad, they all hang out together. You're not gonna see a doctor who's successful who's hanging around a whole bunch of prostitutes. Like, nah, that's not gonna happen. So if you got a woman who's down bad, can't get a man who's getting bent over on a regular since she was fucking like 17, and she's in her 50s now, she gonna have other friends in the same boat as well. So whenever that little boy come around, they gonna spew negativity towards men. He gonna look at it like, well, I don't wanna be a man. And that's normally how it works. That's why you see every time you see a divester and they have a boy, more than likely the boy is gonna be gay. Now if you know, you know. This is what it is, man, because they spew that negativity on them. So it's bigger than what you think it is. Now, so you got some people like, well, it's not a big deal. Like, I guess the you know, guys that's in their 30s and back, they're more likely gonna be accepting to it, right? They're like, well, I guess it's not that bad, because the media has a grasp on them, right? They always on their phone. They never socializing with other people. They never doing their own research. They just controlled by social media. So they on their phone 5+ hours a day, every day. So they keep watching the same stuff. At first they ignore it. As time go on, they be like, you know what? I guess it's not that bad. It's not like they committing a crime. They gonna compare it to something rash, like crazy like that, like radical. Like, why are you comparing a man painting his fingernails to somebody, you know, committing a murder? That's not the same thing. Well, I don't know why you're comparing it, but it's how social media is gonna brainwash them. They're gonna go ahead and go along with the program. So I told you guys before, it's gonna be something real subtle. I told you guys before last year in my video, it's gonna be something real subtle. It's gonna be something simple like fingernails. Okay, we got them on the fingernails. All right, let's get them on the hairdo. Okay, let's get them on the clothes. Let's get them on the mannerism. And then that's it. That's it. It's already in the system. So guys, be aware of that. You know, me personally, you know, I don't hate these kind of people. I just stay away from it. It's mind my own business, right? At the end of that's why I mind my own business. But as a single parent, because most likely if you watch this, you probably got a kid or something, you know, a boy, and you're probably not with the, you know, with the boy's mom. You need to figure that out, because if that boy if the mom is watching over your son, majority of the time, he's gonna be exposed to this on a regular basis. On top of that, more than likely, you know, your baby mama, let's be honest, you know, we know how y'all get down, she masculine. So if that's the case, you need to figure something out, because if you don't have access to your son every day, that kind of lifestyle is going to affect him. Just being honest with you. So yeah, it's no surprise. I see it all the time, especially, you know, in the black community. This is what it is, man. I know as they say, something's in the water, the food. I understand that too, but it's also they don't have that testosterone anymore. I remember before I went to high school, and this was in the early 2000s. But I know in the early 2000s and back, y'all know, especially in the 90s, that's when it kind of started to dwindle down. But when I was in middle school, we did a tour of the high school. You know, I don't know if you guys did that program or whatever. Well, I guess it wasn't a program, whatever you want to call it, like a little field trip to where the school would take the graduating class to, you know, whether you was in elementary, they take you to high school. And if you was in high school, they take you if you was in middle school, they take you to high school to let you know what to expect, or, you know, what it is to be in another school, you know, in a higher grade level. But when I went there on that tour, all them damn kids was like grown adults. I'm not lying to you, bro. They look like grown adults. Now, keep in mind, you know, a lot of them, the women I saw, they was all, damn near all of them was pregnant. I'm like, okay, that's weird, because you fucking in high school. I don't know what grade they was in, but I'm gonna give it, maybe they was in 11th grade or 12, whatever. But a lot of them kids that was going to school like grown adults. So now if you were to go, matter of fact, if I were to go back to my old high school, all them kids were like fucking middle school kids. It's so sad. It's because of testosterone and a lot of other stuff that comes to play as well. But that's just what it is. The government that issue all kind of stuff to put in our food to take away a lot of that estrogen, right? So that plays a part in our masculinity and stuff like that. So they did a lot of stuff like that. That's why you see a lot of these guys, they dainty and stuff like that. You see a lot of these females, they masters, they switching roles. They did that so they can easily control us or whatever. So, because back then, you know, they didn't want to deal with all these masculine men back then. You know what I mean? They was taking control of the household and all this stuff like that. They wanted to cause chaos, so what they did, they started messing with our food. They still do it to this day. Now you got all these dudes, they doing this. They wearing makeup. They putting bow braids in their head. They wearing feminine clothes. They wearing purses. You know what I mean? They don't know how to change a tire. You know what I mean? So many times I've seen a female and her dude on the side of the road, and the female change the tire while a dude on his phone. This is what it is. So I know, especially in the black community, this is common. So guys, just be aware of that, man. But I'm telling you right now, man, you know, shit, if you need some help, you know, he need to be around other men. Other men, that's what he need to be around. A boy don't need to be around no females, man. He do not need to do that. Like every now and then, yeah, but if most of his time is with around females, he's in danger. Because you gotta remember, majority of the people that's running them schools or working the schools are gonna be females. Female teacher, you're gonna hardly see a male teacher at these schools. So he at school with 8+ hours a day around a whole bunch of females, and then he go home, he around his mama, he probably got sisters, and then her mama around other females around, they all at the house hanging out. So he's always around females. It's not good for his masculinity. So you need to make sure your son is out there doing some kind of sport, out there, you know, hunting, fishing, whatever. That way it keep him on the right trail. If not, he always got to deal with that, them challenges. And of course, kids are easily to be influenced. And I'm saying this all the time, black women love gay men. So just cause that's her son doesn't mean that she don't care. She gonna do everything she can to make sure he gay. Because remember, she masculine, she hate men, yada, yada, yada. So she gonna do everything she can to make sure her son is gay, whether she realizes it or not. Because keep in mind, her son is never around any men. He's always around females, or whether she think about that or not, that's just the reality. So guys, you know, what do you think about, you know, these new, you know, generations of men? Me personally, I already told you guys what it is. I told you guys, especially with black dudes, I told you guys that all the time. And this is another video. I'm just proving my point. So anyway, man, if you like the video, make sure you like, share, subscribe. You know, donate something to the Cash App if you can. And yeah, until next time.